just hours after their thrilling 2-2 draw with Lyon in the first leg of the Europa League quarter-finals. Manchester United players were back on the pitch this morning, holding a recovery session in France before heading back to England. Despite the late drama in Lyon, where United fought hard to secure a valuable away result, Ruben Amorim's side wasted no time as preparations began for their next Premier League clash. The session, held in the cool French morning air, was largely focused on recovery and light tactical drills. Players who featured heavily in last night's encounter were seen doing low-intensity exercises and stretches, while substitutes and squad players not involved in the match underwent a more intense routine. Amorim, alongside his coaching staff, oversaw the training and was in constant conversation with his players, clearly already shifting focus to the weekend's task. There was a positive mood in the camp, with players like Kobbie Mainoo, who made his return from injury against Lyon, continuing to show promising signs of full fitness. Luke Shaw also took part in the session, building on his recent progress. Youngsters Harry Amas and Godwill Kukonki trained with the squad again, highlighting Amorim's continued commitment to youth integration during this busy period. The team is expected to fly back to Manchester later today, where they'll resume full training at Carrington ahead of their Premier League match away at Newcastle United this weekend. With the spot in the Europa League semi-finals still very much within reach, Amorim will be demanding full focus and sharpness from his squad. The next few days will be crucial as United aim to build momentum in both competitions. Meanwhile, club cameras were in the men's gym at Carrington earlier this week, where Ahmad was pictured working hard under the supervision of medical staff. The Ivorian hasn't played since February, after picking up an ankle injury in training, but is currently doing everything he can to return from the issue before the end of the season. As you can see in the photos, our number 16 is putting in the work behind the scenes, and, while he must go through all the necessary steps to make a safe recovery, there is no doubting that a comeback over the next couple of months would be a huge boost for Ruben Amorim's Reds at the business end of the term. Prior to suffering the problem, Ahmad was enjoying the best season of his United career to date, proving himself as a consistently impactful performer from multiple positions. While operating at both wing-back and as an attacking midfielder in Amorim's 3-4-2-1 system, the 22-year-old took his tallies for the term up to 9 goals and 8 assists, while also collecting 3 of our Player of the Month prizes for his efforts. Only captain Bruno Fernandes had scored as many times across all competitions for the Reds by the time Ahmad confirmed he was set for a spell out of action, and the popular forward has since been supporting his teammates from the sidelines while working his way back up to fitness. The Ivorian has vowed to come back stronger than ever, and whenever that may be, we can't wait to see him back on the pitch and doing his thing for the Reds again. However, Ruben's latest update on our number 16 came on Friday, prior to last weekend's Manchester derby, when he told Man U TV's Mark Sullivan that the hope remains for Ahmad to return before May's season finale. "He's doing quite well," said the boss. "We hope to have him before the season is finished. We'll see, but he's anxious to play, so we are waiting for him." On the other side, Rasmus Højlund's Man United career could soon be over as the Red Devils consider shipping him out. That's according to transfer guru Fabrizio Romano, who says Serie A clubs are keeping a close eye on the Danish striker. Højlund has been heavily linked with Napoli, and a deal that could see Man United sign Galatasaray loanee Victor Osimhen in return. The forward is already proven in Italy, having enjoyed a stellar season at Atalanta before moving to Old Trafford. Meanwhile, last night, it was a night to forget in Lyon for Andre Onana. The Manchester United keeper had taunted the French side prior to the game by suggesting the Red Devils were stronger on paper, but 2 errors from the stopper means Lyon will go to Old Trafford all level next week. However, it looked set to be a huge comeback win for Ruben Amorim's side in France. The Red Devils trailed after a first-half error from Andre Onana, but showed spirit to fight back. Lenny Yoro netted the equalizer right before half-time, with Joshua Zirkzee grabbing what appeared to be a crucial winner in the 87th minute. But deep into stoppage time, Rayan Cherki leveled the tie ahead of a huge second leg at Old Trafford. Elsewhere, Benjamin Sesko could join Manchester United rather than Arsenal, according to one transfer insider. The RB Leipzig forward has been attracting attention from Prem clubs ahead of the summer. The Athletic's David Ornstein claims Arsenal have put significant work into Sesko, but he adds that the Gunners have reservations about a possible deal, and the forward could yet end up at either United or Chelsea. On the other hand, Aston Villa are set to go head-to-head with Paris Saint-Germain this summer in a battle for Marcus Rashford. Sunsport can reveal the Premier League side want to make the current loan arrangement they have with the England star a permanent switch. Manager Unai Emery has told Villa Chiefs he's confident the Manchester United forward's head is in the right place, and that signing him would help take the club to the next level. The big issue will be Rashford's salary, but Villa hope he could be persuaded to take a drop in his wages in order to secure a move that will help resurrect his career with the club and England. Emery, who took a risk by signing Rashford, rates him very highly. So highly, in fact, that Villa sources said he'd be prepared to make him their main striker should Ollie Watkins leave over the summer. Elsewhere, Manchester United legend Rio Ferdinand has named 4 players manager Ruben Amorim must sign this summer. He said that, "I agree with Gary Neville that they need 5 players. I think they need 4 or 5 players, but they will be constrained by profit and sustainability rules. I want a center midfielder to play alongside Manuel Ugarte. That player needs to be able to take the ball and transfer it through to Bruno Fernandes and the strikers. And you know who I'd go for? Adam Wharton. We need Victor Osimhen. We need experience. We need someone who knows how to score. We need someone who can come and show these young strikers at Manchester United how to do it. Another one, I'd go and buy Matheus Cunha. He's made it clear that he wants to leave, so I'd go and get Cunha. You know who else I'd go and get? Jeremy Frimpong at right wing-back. In other news, Red Devils legend Eric Cantona claims Manchester United have lost their soul. The French forward was back in Manchester at the weekend and took in the disappointing goalless derby draw against City. Cantona, 58, said, "I support United because I really love United. But now, if I was a fan and I had to choose a club, I don't think I would choose United. For me, that is very important to respect these people, like you respect your manager and your teammates. I think since Ratcliffe arrived, it's the complete opposite. And this team of directors, they try to destroy everything, and they don't respect anybody. They even want to change the stadium. The soul of the team and the club is not in the players. All the people around is like a big family." In other news, Manchester United have been linked with a transfer war against Napoli over Bologna star Dan Ndoye, but United may have the edge as Ndoye has a past with minority shareholder Sir Jim Ratcliffe's Ineos. The versatile winger started out at Lausanne Sport, which is one of the clubs owned by Ratcliffe's group. The Switzerland international then moved to Nice, another Ineos club. However, Napoli's interest poses as a real threat as they are still searching for Kavica Kvaratskhelia, but United's Ineos ties may just play a key part in any deal's replacement. Meanwhile, Manchester United legend Roy Keane stated winning the Europa League wouldn't be a success for his former club. Keane was speaking on the Stick to Football podcast, brought to you by Sky Bet that, not that trophy, no, not for Manchester United, maybe for other teams winning that trophy. There is a plus to it because it'll get them into the Champions League, but the trophy and that competition shouldn't be enough for United. Absolutely not. Elsewhere, Ruben Amorim insists Kobbie Mainoo still has plenty to improve on, including his build-up play as the Manchester United youngster looks to build on his debut season. He said, "When I see Kobbie, I see a lot of talent. But in the way I see it, I could be wrong. I see some things that Kobbie has to improve. His pace in the game, he needs to improve in the build-up. Near the box, he has a lot of talent, and that is why I think he did a really good game in the Europa League in that position. But I don't see a full player at the moment. He is 19. If I say I have seen the final player, I don't think I am helping Kobbie." On the other side, Manchester United could reportedly land Ipswich Town striker Liam Delap for a considerably lower fee than originally anticipated. United are expected to dip into the market for striker reinforcements in the upcoming window, with Rasmus Højlund and Joshua Zirkzee struggling to consistently come up with the goods in front of goal. The Red Devils continue to be linked to a host of attackers, including Victor Osimhen, currently on loan at Galatasaray from Napoli, Matheus Cunha of Wolverhampton Wanderers, Benjamin Sesko of RB Leipzig, Victor Gyökeres of Sporting Lisbon, and Samu Agahawa of Porto. However, a report covered by the People's Person relayed that Delap is United's top striker target. The England youth international has been the standout performer for the Tractor Boys in what has ultimately been a disappointing return to Premier League football. Ipswich are teetering on the edge of relegation to the Championship with 7 games remaining, but despite their struggles, Delap has managed an impressive return of 12 goals in 30 Premier League appearances. Delap was initially valued at £40 million, but it has now emerged that this figure would drop significantly if Kieran McKenna's side suffer relegation. According to The Guardian, United and Chelsea are in a tussle for the 22-year-old, whose release clause falls to £30 million in the event that Ipswich go down. The newspaper further notes, the issue for Ipswich is not only that City have a 20% sell-on clause, Delap's release clause dropping to £30 million in the event of relegation is likely to cause a stir at Chelsea and United, with both sides looking to bolster their attacking options. This information has been corroborated by Italian journalist Fabrizio Romano, who wrote on X, Liam Delap's release clause at Ipswich Town will be worth £30 million in case of relegation. Manchester United and Chelsea, both keen on the player as he's part of their shortlists for the summer transfer window. It's understood that City are unlikely to use the buyback option they included when selling Delap to Ipswich. The player is also unlikely to be too keen on a return to the Etihad, as he would be behind Erling Haaland and Omar Marmoush in the pecking order. Meanwhile, Manchester United are tipped to open talks over recruiting Wolves star Matheus Cunha. According to Give Me Sport, United are close to launching negotiations with Cunha's representatives. Until now, the Gunners have been rated as the versatile forward's biggest admirers, but Man United are also in contention. Therefore, a transfer war looks very likely between the two Premier League giants. Meanwhile, Manchester United have been put on alert with Everton expecting to lose Jared Branthwaite this summer. The Toffees are facing a huge summer overhaul at the end of the season, with just 11 senior players currently under contract for next season. While defender Branthwaite has a deal running until 2027, with an option to extend by another year, senior figures at Goodison Park have already accepted he will depart. United failed in a bid for the England under-21 international last summer, while Sunsport can reveal the Toffees rejected a significant bid from a Premier League rival on deadline day in January. The Red Devils are expected to return again this summer as they look to build a squad capable of playing Ruben Amorim's style, with the Everton man valued at over £50 million. But United will not be alone. Tottenham have previously expressed an interest in the 22-year-old and could return should one of Christian Romero depart this summer. On the other side, Manchester United are reportedly considering a summer move for Napoli striker Victor Osimhen, with the Italian club setting a surprisingly affordable asking price. According to reports, Napoli are willing to let the Nigerian international go for €65 million, which is around to £55.5 million, a fee that could prove to be one of the bargains of the year given his proven goal-scoring record. Osimhen has made no secret of his desire to play in the Premier League, and with Manchester United in need of a reliable striker, the timing could be perfect. The 25-year-old forward has been in outstanding form, with a reputation for pace, strength, and lethal finishing. His goal-scoring exploits have drawn interest from other English clubs such as Chelsea and Arsenal, but United could move quickly to seal the deal. The Red Devils have struggled in front of goal this season, with young striker Rasmus Højlund showing flashes of brilliance but lacking consistency. United's hierarchy is reportedly convinced that Osimhen could provide the firepower they desperately need to compete both domestically and in Europe. However, while the transfer fee may be manageable, Osimhen's wage demands could pose a challenge. It is believed he is seeking around €11 million per year, which is around to £9.4 million after tax, which equates to roughly £180,000 per week. Despite this, the club may view it as a worthwhile investment for a proven talent with Champions League experience. Compared to other targets, such as Ipswich Town's Liam Delap, Osimhen stands out with a far more accomplished track record. While Delap is seen as a player for the future, Osimhen offers a ready-made solution to United's attacking issues. Securing Victor Osimhen this summer could be a defining move for Manchester United. With the right negotiation and decisive action, the club could land one of Europe's most dangerous strikers for a relatively low price. Potentially the transfer steal of the year. Meanwhile, Manchester United loanee Marcus Rashford almost joined Paris Saint-Germain before his loan move to Aston Villa, and is still in talks with tonight's Champions League opponents. According to L'Équipe, Rashford came extremely close to a move to PSG in the summer of 2022. In fact, the Parisians wanted the versatile forward to come in and replace Neymar in the starting lineup. At least 3 meetings took place between the club and the England international's entourage. Talks went so well with then sporting director Leonardo that the 27-year-old gave the green light for a move to League One. However, a deal fell apart in May of that year after PSG axed Leonardo, and there is a strong feeling that if the Brazilian chief had stayed, then Rashford would be playing for Paris tonight. Nevertheless, the same source reports talks have been revived between the Man United ace and Leonardo's replacement Luis Campos.